Oh boy. Alright, so this video might be a bit controversial because there's a lot of, controversy surrounding a potential character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as DLC. A character that a lot of people have mixed opinions about. People either like the character or people either don't like the character. And there's a lot of buzz surrounding the character last year after Nintendo's E3 last year. And I think, surprisingly enough and interestingly enough, I have to be honest, I could actually see this character getting in as, DLC. This character is Waluigi. I wanted to refrain from talking about this because, I know a lot of people probably wouldn't take me seriously if I said Waluigi probably has a good chance of getting in Smash. And, a lot of people, say that, a lot of people joke about that, assist trophies being upgraded into DLC. And, while a lot of people joke about that, I do think it's possible, and I kind of want to talk about some reasons why I do think Waluigi still has a chance for getting in DLC, and I don't think a lot of people really get that, because a lot of people, always assume that, assist trophies are ways of, deconfirming characters, and while that was true probably in the Brawl days, now that DLC exists, DLC is used for adding extra content that, is like in the base game, like that deconfirms something, they could easily just break that and, add a character that's an assist trophy into DLC. It's totally possible, and I think people should keep up their hope. And, I feel like, I kind of want to talk about why I think that Waluigi still has a chance of being DLC. Now, I want to say, first and foremost, is that, I do realize Waluigi's an assist trophy, and a lot of people, again, a lot of people use that as deconfirmation of a character, though for DLC standards, I don't think so. I mean, assist trophies were probably added early, like really early, and DLC was probably decided late, so I think that, with, DLC, being, like, talked about, like, a little bit before Ultimate came out, I still feel like that's a lot of time for, Sakurai to be talking about, the potential of Waluigi being a character in the game. And I also want to clarify is that I'm not one of those Waluigi supporters that, go and bash Sakurai and say that that Sakurai is a terrible, video game developer. I love Sakurai and I appreciate everything he's put into Ultimate, and while yes, I was disappointed that Waluigi was an assist trophy, I'm still happy and thankful that we have Ultimate at all, and I'm still thankful for everything that Sakurai has given us. I mean, come on, he gave us Banjo and Kazooie. I mean, that's one of the biggest reveals I can ever ask for. So, again, I'm really happy that, for everything Sakurai has given us, but I do want to talk about why I do think Waluigi still has a chance of being DLC, and why I feel like, people shouldn't use assist trophies as deconfirmation for DLC, because I still think that, really anything is possible. First, I want to talk about, before I get into, like, actual arguments against Waluigi, I kind of want to make a statement. Sakurai is a madman, alright? You can never predict Sakurai. He always does the unthinkable, and you really can't predict Sakurai. You will always think that you have his predictions down, and you can expect what he's gonna do, but at the end of the day, you're never gonna expect, what Sakurai is gonna do. He always does the unthinkable, and you just have to, kind of, just wait for all of this stuff to happen and just really speculate hard for what, the DLC is going to be and what characters he's going to add, because at the end of the day, you really don't know. You really don't know what's going to happen. You think everyone was predicting Joker? No one was predicting Joker. Do you think anyone was predicting a Piranha Plant? No one was predicting a Piranha Plant. So, Sakurai can make a lot of things happen, and I feel like, he could do something unthinkable, like adding an already existing assist trophy and turning them into a playable character. I think it's totally possible, and I'm just trying to keep some hopes up for people that are Waluigi supporters like myself, because Waluigi was my most wanted first party character, not my most wanted entirely, but he was my most wanted first party character, so adding Waluigi would definitely make me extremely happy, because I really love Waluigi. He's one of my favorite Mario characters, and seeing him in Smash would be amazing. So, with that out of the way, I kind of want to just talk about some arguments. Anyways, a lot of people say that he's already an assist trophy, so there's no way he'll be upgraded. Again, this was always a fan rule. Sakurai never said that, assist trophies cannot be, turned into actual fighters. That's just kind of been the fan rule. Well, yes, it kind of does deconfirm characters for the base game. DLC opens a whole lot of possibilities for who can and can't get in. Not necessarily can't, because there's a lot of possibilities for what DLC can bring, and I personally feel that DLC could definitely make something happen, where an already existing assist trophy can be upgraded into DLC. Not for this current Fighters Pass. I kind of want to clarify, I forgot to mention this, but not in the current Fighters Pass. I don't think Waluigi will be in. I think these will be characters that are third-party characters, because, every character that's been added so far in the Fighters Pass have been third-party characters. But maybe in a second Fighters Pass, or more likely, probably another bonus character separate from the Fighters Pass, similar to Piranha Plants. I think that's totally possible, and I could actually see something like that. It's not too far out of the realm of possibility. Another thing people say is, why didn't assist trophies get upgraded in Smash 4? Well, simple. There wasn't much room. You have to think of what Smash 4 had to do with DLC. They had to have some characters that were returning, because at the time, there were not a lot of characters that, have returned from, there wasn't, not everyone returned in Smash 4, so that still opened a lot of, possibilities for characters that weren't in Smash 4 to return in Smash 4 as DLC. And that's why Mewtwo, Lucas, and Roy were added. Cloud and Ryu were added for, promotional, and they were heavily, big third-party picks, kind of like legacy characters, similar to the vein of Mario, Sonic, Mega Man, and Pac-Man. And Bayonetta, I think, was promotional, though she possibly won the ballad if the ballad was actually used for Smash 4. If it wasn't, then Bayonetta was most likely just a promotional pick. But yeah, that's why the DLC was that in Smash 4. They had to add some returning characters, they wanted to add some big third-party characters, and they added a promotional character. And another promotional character at that, because I always forget that Corrin was included too. But yes, if you count Corrin, that's obviously another promotional character. So to top that all off, you have characters that returned, big third-party characters, and then promotional characters. Smash 4 didn't really have a lot of room for, other characters besides those. So the fact that, with Ultimate, every character has returned, and, a lot of big third-party characters have already gotten in. With the Fighters Pass, they're probably going to add even more, and they're probably going to add promotional characters in a separate Fighters Pass. But Waluigi, I could definitely see happen if Sakurai decides he is willing to do so. You can't say that he can't. So then another thing people say that is just so inaccurate is that he has no moveset potential. Come on, guys. Have you guys ever played any Mario spin-off game? He can literally do so much. I'm not going to talk about, what he can do for his moveset, because there's so much possibilities. Just borrow a lot of moves from the other Mario sports games, and it could definitely incorporate well into his moveset. I've already made a Moveset Mondays episode on Waluigi a while ago, so if you guys want to check that out, you can check it out. But I came up with a lot of moveset possibilities for Waluigi, and saying that Waluigi has no moveset potential is crazy. He's in a lot of sports games, and you can make a whole lot of possibilities with that. He'd honestly be a really fun character to incorporate those moves into his moveset, and I would definitely love to see that incorporated into his moveset, and, it just makes sense for Waluigi. He's always, the sporty character in the Mario series, so it definitely makes sense to, incorporate that into his moveset for Smash. And next thing is that all he has is popularity. A lot of people, use this as an argument. A lot of people say, okay, the only reason people love Waluigi is because of memes and stuff. I want to clarify this. That's not true at all. Waluigi actually has a fair support for Smash. He has a lot of popularity for, in the Mario series in general. I mean, do you see all the people that really do love Waluigi? Waluigi, I really love. He's definitely a really cool character, and, I really love his personality and design, and I just love his character. And I do feel like he does deserve a chance in the spotlight eventually. And even if it was for memes, even if he was popular for memes is important for what makes a character a character. Memes are what brings Waluigi attention. Memes are what, makes it attention to Waluigi and what really gives us to really love Waluigi. And besides, his memey personality is what's about his character. That's like the main point of his character. So, just because people love him for memes, that's not true, by the way, but even if he was, it's still not, that bad. And I hate to say this because I love Ridley, but the main reason Ridley was chosen is because of popularity. Popularity is an important thing. Why do you think we had the Smash Ballad? Sakurai used that as a way for our popularity, for things that we want to see to go through into the ballad, like with DLC. So, Smash in general and Smash Ultimate. So, and Ridley was popular just because, a lot of people saw him in the Melee intro, so that made people really want to play as him. But, now, we're in a different timeline, and, a lot of things, Sakurai adds a lot of characters that are popular, like every character in this game has been having some popularity. Characters like Ridley, like I already mentioned, Simon Belmont, King K. Rool, Banjo and Kazooie, all of those characters had wide popularity. And popularity is what makes a character get in or not. If you don't have popularity, then you're not going to be considered for Smash because not a whole lot of people will be vocal about it. If you're vocal about it, then it's going to be the chance for that character to get in is just going to increase. And that's why I think, that's another reason why I do think Waluigi could still have a chance as DLC, and I don't think people should count that out just yet. This one I can't stand at all. He doesn't have a mainline title under his belt. So does other characters. Not a lot of characters in the roster don't have, mainline titles. What does it have to do with anything? Sure, like, Waluigi is iconic to Mario spin-off games, and he can represent the Mario spin-off games like the Mario sports games. I feel like we do need a representative for those games, and Waluigi is definitely the best fit for that. And Daisy, so what? A lot of people say, well, Daisy had a Super Mario Land appearance. First of all, Daisy only appeared like 20 seconds in Super Mario Land, and that wasn't even that big. To be honest, Daisy is more well known for the spin-off games and sports games like Waluigi is. And a Piranha Plant, I love Piranha Plant. It's one of my favorite inclusions in Smash because it's so out of left field. But I have to be honest though, the only purpose of a piranha plant is so that they can go up and down in a pipe. That's the only thing that piranha plants can really do besides the various forms that piranha plants can take. The main piranha plant really just goes up and down in a pipe. So you really can't say that you have to have a mainline title unless Sakurai or someone at Nintendo wants to come up with a Piranha Plant video game. Then I am totally convinced that characters that don't really have a mainline title can certainly get in. That's a stupid rule. A stupid rule I see people bring up. Another thing people say is that Sakurai said that the support for Waluigi was insecure. No, he did not. Stop bringing up, these fake arguments. There is a link that says that proves that he did not say this. He has never said this. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. But Sakurai never said that the support for Waluigi was insecure. You can see what Sakurai really said in the description down below, but Sakurai never said that Waluigi's fan base was insecure. Another thing that people say is that he isn't relevant? What? A lot of people say that he isn't relevant, which is so untrue, because, there's a lot of characters in Smash that are irrelevant, and even then, Waluigi's still appearing in games, but yet people are still saying that he isn't relevant, which makes no sense at all. Again, not a whole lot of people say this because a lot of people actually have brains, but a lot of people say that he's not relevant, so, so there. I don't know why people are using that as an argument. Another thing people say is that, well, we've never had an assist trophy upgrade through DLC, well, why start now? Just because, again, just because we never had it before doesn't mean we can't have it. There's a lot of things that, it kind of goes with that fan rule thing. A lot of people are just coming up with fake fan rules that have no, that have no, sort of significance. Remember when people say that, no third parties can get in? Easily defeated when Snake was revealed. Remember when you could only have, only one company can have a rep at a time? Debunked when Ryu was added. Remember when, only one character can be added per third-party franchises? Debunked when Richter was added. Remember Ridley was too freaking big? Debunked when Ridley was added. The point I'm trying to get at is just because Sakurai has never done it before, doesn't mean it will never happen. Ridley has been requested for such a long time, and people were convinced that Ridley was too big, even though, Sakurai thought that as well, but people were still holding out hope for Ridley, and until Ultimate, he finally got in, and it doesn't really matter. Just because Sakurai's never done it before, doesn't mean it can't happen. There's a lot of possibilities for what DLC can bring, and I do want to bring that up, because that's a very important thing to bring up. Another thing people say is that adding Waluigi would be like opening Pandora's box. Imagine the salt he would get in if insert other popular assist trophy character here. I want to bring up is that no matter who gets added, there's always going to be fans that are going to be salty. That's just life, a lot of people, there's certain characters that are not going to be for them, and they can harass Sakurai all they want, but at the end of the day, this is Sakurai's game, and he can do whatever he wants with the characters, and he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't care about, he doesn't care what, salty fans have to say. As long as he's happy, and as long as the majority of the fans are happy, then that's his decision, that's what he wants to do, and Sakurai is just not, sitting there, a lot of people say that, oh, two fans harass Sakurai so he can't get in, again, Sakurai probably didn't even Sakurai probably didn't even block those people. It was probably someone else on Sakurai's account that blocked those people, because Sakurai was probably heavily working on Smash Ultimate, so he probably didn't even have the time, but he is aware of the fan support, and he knows that people want Waluigi, so in the end, Waluigi does have a good chance of getting in. So that's just something to keep in mind. Again, there's always going to be salty fans, no matter who gets in. And at the end of the day, that's just the internet. And, there's just sometimes you just have to get over it and just ignore all the saltiness that comes from people. And, that's just something that you just have to ignore. So that's just something I had to bring up. He was only made to be a tennis partner for Wario, and Wii Fit was only made as a way to, to get fat people to exercise. I mean, that's the only reason Wii Fit Trainer exists, and yet Wii Fit Trainer is in Smash. So, what does that matter? Why? And since then, Waluigi has been a really popular character, and that's the reason why Waluigi keeps appearing in Mario spin-offs, because a lot of people really love Waluigi. So, that's why Waluigi keeps making appearances in Smash. Well, not Smash, but Mario. So that's something to keep in mind. If people didn't like Waluigi, they probably would have stopped using the character. But because people really love Waluigi as a character, they keep using Waluigi in these Mario spin-off games because a lot of people really love Waluigi. So again, just because he was made for a tennis partner for Wario, since then he's gained a cult following. So that's something that has really helped Waluigi become a really great character. Some people say, why would they remove content in DLC? Honestly, this is the opposite. Removing the assist trophy and upgrading it into a playable character is adding content. It's not removing content. You're removing something, but adding something even bigger. Let's be honest here. Do people even play with assist trophies? People even care about assist trophies? Do we ever see people get excited when a character gets added as an assist trophy? Like, did you hear people go crazy when Isaac was added as an assist trophy, or when Shadow was added as an assist trophy? Did people go like, "Oh yes, oh they're an assist trophy, thank God, yes"? They never did that. A lot of people would rather see these characters be added as playable characters. If they were to remove the Waluigi Assist Trophy, I could care less. I could care less. And if they added Waluigi as a playable character after that, I'd be so thankful. I would really love that. And that's just something that that I really love to see. That's something that would be totally unexpected, but it would be just so cool to see something like that because, again, Sakurai is unpredictable and you cannot predict Sakurai. He could easily remove content in DLC but add it again. I don't think that, that removing an assist trophy is not a big deal at all. I wouldn't care less because that could just make them more likely to be a playable character. And it's totally fine if they decided to remove the Waluigi Assist Trophy. I'm pretty sure the majority of people would not care at all. So, yeah. So a lot of people bring up this, this kind of... A lot of people bring this up, this argument, and I kinda get that, but, a lot of people say that Waluigi is the loser character, and him getting a chance in Smash would kind of defeat the purpose of him being a loser character. First of all, Smash reveals never really go by with a character's, personality. The only characters that really have an actual personality that is true to themselves is King Dedede and Wario. Those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. But other than that, Smash reveals, they're never based off of, character personalities. They just add characters because they're popular. They don't focus on, oh, well, Waluigi is the loser character, so, screw Waluigi. We don't care about Waluigi. He's a loser character. Why should we make him get the spotlight? And at the end of the day, most losers do end up getting their chance in the spotlight eventually. And this could be Waluigi's big break. Waluigi, he gets, he's just such a loser and no one, takes him seriously. But then one day he gets the Smash invitation and that's when his whole life changes and he finally becomes a winner. And that's just, and it's honestly kind of touching if you really think about it. Waluigi's been going through so much things since the year 2000. Waluigi has existed since 2000. And since then, no one has taken Waluigi seriously. obviously. He's always been a loser. No one has really liked Waluigi in the Mushroom Kingdom. But then Waluigi getting the Smash Invitation would be his big break, and then he can finally become a winner. And that would honestly just be really cool to see. I could honestly see that being like his reveal trailer, either that or like a reveal trailer where, you know, an assist trophy, he breaks out of an assist trophy. That could work too, but that would be a really cool reveal trailer for Waluigi, and I could definitely see that happen. Just keep in mind that, you know, Smash reveals never really, you know, stay true to a character's personality. Characters just get added because they're popular and that, you know, there's a fan demand behind them. Never because of a character's personality. So that's just something to keep in mind. But other than that, that's really all I have to say. Now, I want to clarify that I'm not saying Waluigi is 100% in Smash Ultimate as DLC. I just want to clarify that because, you know, a lot of people are going to use this video as a way of me saying that, oh, this guy thinks Waluigi is gonna be in Smash, let's make fun of him and stuff. I don't think that Waluigi will 100% be in Smash. All I'm saying is that I do think Waluigi has a chance. And I do think that, you know, a lot of people shouldn't really use Waluigi as a way to, you know, say that Waluigi being in assist trophy is a way that deconfirms him. Because while that did deconfirm him in the base roster days, this is DLC days right now. And, you know, DLC was decided after Waluigi was chosen as an assist trophy. There was a huge fan support. All the evidence I just pointed out that could, you know, the arguments I just pointed out against Waluigi that, you know, I debunked in this video. And at the end of the day, Sakurai is a madman and you cannot predict him. That's why I'm predicting crazy characters. I do feel like Waluigi has a chance. Probably not in this Fighter's Pass, but maybe in a separate Fighter's Pass or as another bonus character similar to Piranha Plant, I think is entirely likely. And I think that, you know, people should keep Waluigi in mind. And this honestly could go for really any assist trophy character. You know, I don't think assist trophies deconfirm characters for the base, for the DLC. They do deconfirm characters for the base roster, but as for DLC, it opens a whole lot more possibilities for who can and can't get in Smash. And, you know, the only reason why I think Waluigi might have the better chance than any other assist trophy character is simply because of the popularity and the backlash that, you know, that got after Nintendo's E3 last year. So I'm pretty sure that Nintendo will probably make it happen. I said probably, and that's just in case, you know, if they want to make the fans happy, then I think it's totally possible it could happen. I think it's a chance. I think there's a good chance that Waluigi could happen. If you want my percentage, I think it probably could be like a 60%. You know, Waluigi, I think it's more than, you know, half of a good chance. Because, again, you know, these DLC are going to be unexpected characters that, you know, no one's going to be anticipating. And I don't think a single person is anticipating Waluigi because a lot of people still believe that he's deconfirmed when, you know, there's a lot of possibilities for who can and can't get in Smash. And there's no reason to get your hopes down. The only rule for who can and can't get in Smash is that they have to be a video game character. Other than that, anyone is fair game, and you can really, and anyone can get in Smash if you set your heart to it and set your mind to it. So anyone can be in Smash, and, you know, I think Waluigi is totally likely for DLC. But with that long video out of the way, what do you guys think about Waluigi being in? Do you guys think that Waluigi has a chance, or do you guys think it's not possible at all? Let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to hear it. Anyways, this has been Enigma, and peace. See you next time.